Welcome to Skillcast, the podcast by the London Organisation of Skills Development, where skills are the forefront of all conversations. My name is Nurbanu, and I'll be the host for Season 1. Join me as I dig deep and be a little nosy and find out the story behind the skills our expert guests share with us.
Welcome, Lina. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself to all of us?
Hello everyone, I'm Leena Dhankhar. I'm Chief Correspondent with the National Daily Hindustan Times from India. So I have been covering crime from the last 14 years and I've traveled to different states and I've worked on extensive projects like illegal immigration, cyber frauds, gangsters. So anything you can think of crime, I have been reporting on that.
So what type of crimes do you normally deal with?
So being a reporter of a national daily, I've been reporting on different kind of crime. Maybe it's a digital crime or a physical crime leading to murder, rape, gangsters. So you can think of it, and I have covered, I think, almost all kind of crime which is happening across the world.
Oh, wow. What's your favorite type of crime? Am I allowed to even ask that question?
So I like covering stories around gangsters, their life, their modus operandi, how they come up, how they're ahead of police in dodging police and then coming up different ways, which is very difficult. Now the new modus operandi is like gangsters have moved abroad and they're working their operations, they're running their operations from different countries.
Do you want to talk me through this a little bit more? What do these gangsters do? Because I'm not really familiar. I've heard the word gangster and we use it in the quite colloquial terms like, oh, this person looks like a gangster. So when I say gangster, I kind of look at it as, oh, a bad boy or someone who's really, or bad girl. That's how I define it. What is it that these gangsters do specifically in India?
So gangsters, basically they are involved in contract killing, extortion. Since the police have been very active, they are unable to commit such crimes like murders and all. So they are mostly involved in extortion cases. Even from the jail, their network is to, threaten people and extort money from industrialists, jewelers, businessmen, in fact, a lay person as well. So they just try to extort money in whatever way they can. They operate gangs which are involved in vehicle lifting, robberies, then snatching. So it depends what kind of a gangster the person is and how large his network is. But when you think of gangster, the first thing which comes to your mind is murder. They just believe in cold murders. They don't have any mercy. So their entire network works on aspects of earning money. That how you can target a person if that person is not paying you. Then they just shoot that person. So there's a fear. So India, basically, the top shots, if you've seen Mumbai is all about gangsters. It used to be, in fact.
So which state has the most number of gangsters or cases?
I would say Mumbai used to be one of the highest states where gangsters used to work, top shot gangsters. Now, Punjab has a lot of gangsters working out. Then Haryana. So I think these three places are commonly known for gangster activities.
And you write about such cases. Is that what your column's normally about?
Yes.
Okay.
This is one part of my criminal background which I have been reporting.
Do you ever feel scared or worried? Because obviously your name's on the papers and these gangsters, if you say something negative and quite negative, like, oh, if you complete the case and you solve the case, you've solved the murder, obviously the gangster or their families are going to be they'd obviously want to come out to get you. Is it scary?
I think no, I don't feel scared anymore. Initially, when I was a cub reporter, I started my career. There were some times when I used to feel scared that writing against a gangster would hamper me or they might, attack me or my family members. But I think I've outgrown this and I have quite good network. They read my stories. I reach out to them if they are out on payroll. So majorly all the gangsters who are connected to Haryana, I am connected to them. So they know me well now and vice versa, I know them well.
Wow, it sounds like you've befriended all of these gangsters. So do you do cases outside of India as well, or is it
No.
just exclusively?
I have never got an opportunity to travel to a different country to cover any kind of a crime. But within India, yes, I've traveled to a lot of states and I've done a lot of stories, and they have been very impactful.
Do you work closely with the police as well?
Yes. As a crime journalist, you have to work very closely. We have close coordination with police. Otherwise, it's not possible to work as a crime journalist.
So we talked about crime and murder. So tell me about a recent case that you've been working on.
So the recent case, I was working on illegal immigration, how a lot of Indians from Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Mumbai, and South, they pay huge amount to travel to US, Canada, after paying huge amount to the agents. The agents misguide them, and a lot of people have lost their lives. I would say hundreds of them. But still, they have not learned their lesson. A lot of family members are not even aware that their children or spouse, either they are alive or dead, and they have been searching for them. They are having tough time because they had taken huge loan and they are unable to pay back because they are not aware that the person is either earning, a person is there, or that person is dead. People have a craze to travel abroad. They think that they'll make all their dreams come true and it's heaven outside, whereas it's not easy. The recent movie of the movie which is Dhankhar, I think people should watch it to know the reality that what it takes to take a route through illegal routes to travel to another country. And I think one should just travel, if it's written in your destiny, you will travel. At least make efforts. Don't rely on these agent touts who misguide, who mislead. Take lakhs and lakhs of rupee, and then people end up paying for, I think, 5 to 10 years. People are very emotional, especially in Punjab. They're very emotional, and every second person's dream is to travel to Canada, to settle in Canada. People come to India with a dream that they'll marry somebody here. And I feel that parents or family members of bride, they pay a huge amount just because they want their daughter to travel to a different country for a bright future. But they are not aware that what kind of a lifestyle are they living there. I think that people should invest some time, do some research before even planning or traveling, taking a different route, because you don't know whether he'll be alive or he will be dead. The laws are very strict. People don't tell you. People avoid telling the truth. But it is not as easy and fancy as, we think or we've seen in movies. So I think illegal immigration is a very important task, and government should take strict action, and we should spread awareness that what is right, what is wrong. People are not aware what is the right route to travel to different countries. So as a society, I think we should do something to spread awareness, and we can save thousands of lives.
No, absolutely. In terms of the illegal immigration situation, has it changed over the years? Has it gotten worse or better?
I think the situation has gone worse because more and more people, the new generation, they think that, they can earn very well abroad. There are less job opportunities in India, but it's safer. It's not safe outside. If you're going through right way, if it's your dream to, work in US, Canada, UK, then there are right tracks also. You should know how to apply, where to apply, what is the criteria, what are the requirements. So I think we should follow a right process. We should not go ahead with shortcuts because that might end up, losing your life.
Yeah, sounds like a really scary situation to be at. Definitely people should take this information on board. In terms of articles you write, is there something that you write about and you're quite clear on in your writing as well? Because through your voice, through your communication, yes, it comes across as it's completely wrong and you shouldn't do it unless you've got the right route to do so or the means to do so. In terms of the articles you write, does this reflect this as well?
Yes, I have done multiple stories. I have traveled to Gujarat. I have done a lot of stories, a lot of research work has been done. I have met family members who have lost their children because they have traveled through illegal immigration. I have spoken to a lot of families who are in pain, who are still repaying the loans because they had taken huge amount of loan after selling their land. So it's not about one person. The person who goes abroad, his family suffers at the back end, his wife, his children, because you never know. If you're going through illegal route, it might end up, paying a huge cost of your own life. And your families would pay for more than 20 to 30 years. They've lost a land, they've lost a child, they've lost their own sole breadwinner of their house. So it's not easy. I think it's very painful. When you meet those people, those family members, you feel that you really want to do something on this subject.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a knock-on effect on the entire family and even their families to come. No, definitely. I think it's a really serious subject and very, very sensitive as well. What we can do is, in the description of this podcast, we can leave some links to some of the articles that you've written. I think then people can read about it and learn and get realistic advice from you through your articles. In India, when it comes to journalism, is there like pay to write sort of scheme, or are you completely neutral? You don't. There isn't that element of bribery, because obviously a lot of these gangsters, they tend to be quite wealthy and they've got money, so their money could just be influenced. Is that an ongoing thing in India?
No, I do not believe in that, and I think this is not a right statement, because depends what kind of a journalism and what kind of organization you're working with. We really work on code of ethics, and we don't do any hanky-panky stuff. And we are like, nobody from my organization has ever been involved in any such activities.
So I think that's a really important point. So it's important to be really mindful of the type of paper, media publication that you are reading and listening to, because there is that element of corrupted information out there. So getting the information from a good source, from a good media outlet like the Hindustan Times, like you mentioned, somewhere where there's reputation involved, is really important. Is that statement you'd agree with?
Yes. Before writing anything, we just cross-check, and like our bosses also cross-check before finalizing the story. Before the story goes to the desk, they make sure all the elements in the story are cross-checked and they are reliable sources involved in that. And no statement just can go without being verified. So we ensure that the information going out for the readers is reliable and is accurate.
Wow, I really do admire that whole quality check, and I think that is extremely important for sure. So what do you do in your spare time then? Because obviously your work involves quite gruesome crime, murder cases. What do you do to unwind? How do you stay calm, positive, and give such happy aura like you do? Like when you came in smiling. So how do you stay? So how do you maintain your mental health?
For unwinding, I go out for trips. Every quarter, I plan a short trip with my friends or with family, so that you feel you can just take out whatever there. You feel important within yourself, and the most important thing, even if you're out for a trip, I think I miss my work a lot. It becomes very difficult because you're in a habit of receiving hundreds of calls every day, then coordinating with your bosses, with your team, and if you're out and something happens in your city, so I feel that I'm responsible and I need to report on that, and I want to stay connected. So after every few seconds, I would scroll my mobile and I'll just see if I have missed on something very important. As a crime journalist, or maybe as a journalist, we are very habitual of working and staying updated on all the issues which is happening in a city. So a journalist is always a journalist. I don't think so that you would want to unwind or there is some stress level. I don't think. This job is not very stressful. This job gives you a lot of joy. This job is my passion. And like me, there are a lot of journalists who are in this field just because of their passion, and they want to bring a change. They want to bring something different for the society. We want to create a platform where people, they have trust in journalists, and they feel that whatever information is coming through this source is accurate, is correct, and we want that people should believe in us, in our work.
Yeah, I love the way that you put that, and your passion does really come across in the way that you really do talk about such sensitive subjects and topics. before becoming a journalist or going into the field of crime and murder sort of cases, was there any other like areas of life that you wrote about, or was that just something that you were just drawn to from an early age?
I think I started my career in a call center. I worked in a very reputed call center of Gurgaon, and I was a calling agent. But I think I was meant to be a journalist, and I met somebody accidentally, and he offered me a job. So I worked in a tabloid news publication house for almost 6 months, and then I switched to National Daily, and I'm very grateful that I got this chance and this platform, because I think I was born a journalist. I was very I used to be very strong, and I'm a very strong person till now. And I think I like to bring justice, and I want to, fight for those who cannot for themselves. And I always wanted to bring a change. Like, my family has been in armed forces. My dad is a retired colonel. My brother is a brigade commander right now, and my family is given back to the society. So I also want to do something that, my name could be like known, and people would know me, that who Leena Dhankhar is. I want to make that change. I want that I should be one of the most successful journalists of this world, and I want to do something really big in my life to earn that name, to earn that fame. And I think I'm working really hard towards it. And my journey to New College, Oxford has also been, one of the, I would say, one of the steps towards aiming higher and achieving my dream.
No, absolutely. I completely agree. And I really do hope that you achieve that goal, that dream that you have, because your passion does come through in the way that you speak. So I thank you so much for coming. I just had one last question. So for someone who's just recently become a journalist, in terms of the skill set and mindset, what would be your top tip?
To be very honest, a lot of people who join journalism or who are journalists right now, the first thing comes to their mind is it's an easy job. You just have to work for a few hours, go to office, and get back after filing 1 or 2 stories. Let me tell you, friends, it's not that easy. A journalist requires a lot of hard work, a lot of networking. If you think you will just work for 2 to 4 hours and you are done for the day, then you can't be a journalist. This job is actually not for you. Journalist means at least 10 to 12 hours a day. And that doesn't mean you're only filing stories. For one story, you need to call at least 10 people. You have to visit field. You should know all the officials or the people who are connected to your beat. Even if you're covering education, crime, traffic, excise, politics, you should be very hands-on with your connects, with your subject. You should know who are the right people. You should have all the details handy. And it's just a passion. It's not a job. Anybody taking it as a profession and thinking to earn money, friends, this job is not for you. This job requires a lot of sacrifice. Sacrifice in terms of your time, your happiness. You have to find happiness in your work. If you think that, you will just go to office, do some job and you are back, and that's how a life of a journalist is, nowadays, it's no longer like that. Since the digital thing is coming, you have to find online copies, you have to be very smart, you have to be very quick, and you should know how to get your things done within short span of time.
Thank you.